Hey everybody, it's Jason, Resell Junky on Instagram and YouTube. It is Saturday. Wow, so yesterday, Friday, I like to hit estate sales on Fridays and Saturdays. But yesterday, Friday, I was on the road, spent some time with my family, a couple hours away, had an evening event. So I didn't get to do any estate sales yesterday. So I was excited to get up on Saturday. I knew there was going to be a lot of stuff out there, so I went to the first estate sale. It wasn't an estate sale; it was a moving sale, and there was nothing there. And so as I pulled away from that house, my car started having engine issues, and the engine light came on. So I kind of knew what the problem was. I sort of recognized it. I pulled out my code reader, I plugged it into my car, figured out what the deal was, switched around some, put it in some new spark plugs, switched around some ignition coils, and back on the road again. But man, it's 10:30 now. So I just went to the first estate sale of the morning, nothing going on, but I'm gonna hang in there and we'll see what we can get today. All right, so I'm at estate sale number 2. I had about a 24-minute drive there. To get from there's only 2 in my town, so I had to head on over to Fort Worth pretty quickly. Picked up a VCR here, a Panasonic VCR. It was $8, had the remote with it. I think I can get 80 out of it, plus shipping, 60 to 80. We'll see, but it's just good to pick something up, and I'm headed to estate sale number 3. Well, we're here at estate sale number 3. That was a bust, but it was a cool house. But let's go to estate sale number 4. It's only a mile away. Man, it's a bust today. There's nothing going on. I'm in some really cool, nice older neighborhoods, fun houses to go into, but not finding a lot of stuff that I could sell on eBay. There's just not a lot going on today on Saturday. Well, actually, I'm early, but y'all know I got a late start, and so it's getting pretty late now. It's probably approaching noon. I haven't looked at my watch, but some of these sales are half off, some are not. But if you're just starting out, or if today is your first day to go out and try to find some things at garage sales or estate sales, just understand it's a numbers game. You're gonna have days where there's nothing out there, and if you're early in on this, that can be frustrating. I rarely walk away like with nothing, and my goal at some point, you know, I don't ever just want to make gas money, but sometimes I feel that way. I just want to find enough items that I can take care of my gas and my time that I spend out here. But it's a numbers game, and you have to hit these weekend after weekend, or if you're going thrift stores, you have to hit them time after time, and you'll find some stuff. But hang in there with it. I'm gonna head on, I think, to estate sale number 5, and we'll see where that's at. Nothing. Let's go to the next one. So it's about 1:30, and I'm deep into my estatesales.net app. Everything's going to close around here. All the estate sales will close about 4, so I still have a couple of hours left. I'm going to see where I'm at in proximity to the other estate sales. I think the next one is 7 miles away. Not a big deal. I just came from this estate sale. Couldn't find anything. There was a couple of things, but some of the pricing on these estate sales are nuts. It was 25% off, and I still wasn't going to buy it. But I did get some of these AV cords. When I find these for 50 cents or a buck or free, I always pick them up. I can use these on my DVD VCRs or my VCRs, and so I always include one with it. It sweetens the deal, and you would be surprised at how cords or remotes or blank media, like a sealed blank VCR tape, will boost the price of that item. It's pretty crazy how it works, but you can look at the comps and tell. We're off to the next one. We'll see what happens. All right, let's see if we can get some luck here, man. This is a whole nother neighborhood. I just got off the road. We'll see what happens. All right, that was a complete utter waste of time and gas, but we'll hit the next one and see what happens. All right, we gotta find something at this one, man. I've had too many busts today. We'll see what happens. So I thought I'd just take a look at what I wound up with today after a late start Saturday. So really from about 11 to 4, I did not get much. This was a bust of a day, a really strange day for me. But I picked up this Panasonic VCR. I don't look a lot at VCRs, but recently I have been, because I can get them pretty cheap. This was half price, so I paid $7.50 for this. It came with the remote. So with the remote, I should be able to get about $60. I tested it out as best I could. There's a video in it, so I plugged it in. I just played and rewound it just to see what it sounded like, and I think that'll turn out to be a decent deal. And this was the only other thing I got. The second one, I found a DVD VCR player, $80, ridiculous, but it was half price, so I got it for $40. I could barely test it, but I'll tell you, one of the reasons I decided to do it for $40 was because this remote came with it, and the remote I could get $35, $40 for, so I didn't feel like it was a big risk. But this little Toshiba, there were actually 3 there. There was a Sony, another one, and this Toshiba. The other 2 were $60 half price, but there wasn't enough meat on that bone for me to take those. This, oddly, the most expensive one, $80, for half price, I could make some money on it. These were going, I'm gonna get $200 for this. I'm gonna get $200 or more for this, plus shipping. So as long as everything tests out perfectly, the remote does work. The remote had batteries, so I was able to turn on and off and rewind and fast forward and play and everything. But that last find of the day, that DVD VCR player that I bought for half price, $80. What an interesting find. I found it, I tested it, I looked at the other 2 that I mentioned. I didn't want the other 2. I wound up with just that one, and I went in there to pay for it, and they said cash only, and I just kind of was deflated about that. And she said, well, I will let you put it aside and you can drive down the street and get some cash. And I said, well, or you could just take credit cards. You could just start taking the credit cards. I get that. I just didn't have a pocket full of cash today, and I like doing the cards. It's just easier for me to keep track of what I've spent. But I laid it down and just left. I didn't say anything horrible. I didn't say anything. I wasn't mad. I said, have a good day when I walked out. So I got my car, left, turned off that street. I didn't know where I was at. Turned off that street, and there was the CVS pharmacy. So I went ahead and got the cash. I came out. It's probably gone 5 minutes. And when I came in, I could hear that the lady was bad-mouthing me, which I don't care. And she realized it was me, and I mean, just stammered and stuttered and went off. And I heard her, you know, I think some people, when they get caught doing things like that, will just clam up and leave. Others just go more extreme in the same direction. And so she just kept yapping about, you know, I'm not going to pay for other people's stuff. I'm not going to take credit cards. It's too expensive, blah, 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 blah. So I grabbed my DVD VCR, and I thought, you know, emotions aside, it was a good deal. That's kind of why I decided to go ahead and get the cash. I was like, for $40, the remotes, I could get $40 off the remote. It's not much of a risk, so I'll go for it and pay $40 for it. Really can't go wrong with it. And I could get $40 for the remote, but I'm gonna get probably $200 plus for that DVD VCR. And so I brought it in there to pay for it, and I said, you know, y'all can make more money if you let people spend on their credit cards. And she had a rebuttal for that, and I just came back with, well, I know I spend more with credit cards. It's been proven. Research shows, I mean, just kind of common sense. With cash, I've got a limit in my pocket, but with credit card, my mind's just going, I can spend whatever I need to spend. So, and I get that it's 3%, that you're gonna have to pay that, but you're a business person, build it into the price. Honestly, I don't care. It doesn't hurt me any, but it's just really inconvenient to the customer. But I get it. Cash is cash. But you know, if you're running a business, you know, especially at a garage sale, I get it. That'd be ridiculous. The fees would eat you up. But it's an estate sale. Things are, you know, $20, $30, $40, $60, $80, $150. So credit cards are just more convenient. Anyway, she mouthed a little bit more, but who cares? I got my DVD VCR. I was wearing a mask. She won't know who I am next time. Who cares? But you know, if you're running one of those, treat your customers well, man. I make those estate sales every single weekend, and I always buy a lot. So, you know, man, some of the people who, I could do a whole video on that. I mean, some of the people who run the estate sales are just, it's hilarious that they make money and that they stay in business. So, but they do. And another video on estate sale pricing. Man, I ran into some horrible pricing today. You know, like those DVD VCRs I told you I just passed up. Even at half price, I can't make any money off those. So I suppose if you're going there to find a DVD VCR, fantastic deal, because you're not paying $100 on eBay. But for resellers, man, cut me some slack, estate sales. So anyway, glad they're open, glad we're still able to all be out doing this. It was a bust of a Saturday. I thank God that my car problems didn't occur while I was on the highway driving to Dallas or somewhere like that. I just traveled 2 hours to and 2 hours from a location yesterday. I thank God I didn't break down somehow out there, and that I was able to be real close to home and have the parts at my house. So if y'all don't own one of these little code readers that you can like plug into your car underneath the dashboard, I swear, I can't remember how much this was. I bought it 2 years ago from Walmart in the auto section. You can get them anywhere. I swear it was 12 bucks. And it has probably saved me thousands. Plug it under the dash. It tells you if your check engine light is on. It gives you the codes as to why the check engine light came on. If you don't know anything about that, you can Google those codes in your particular car, and it'll tell you what's wrong. And you'd be surprised. I'm not a car guy, man. I didn't grow up working on cars, but I like to save money, and I've saved a lot of money with that little code reader. Along with Google to kind of diagnose my car, and then YouTube to show me what to do, and then Amazon to order the parts. Man, I've saved so much money, and I'm just thankful that I was able to do that. So it turned out to be a good Saturday. I don't have a lot of stuff to photograph or clean up, but I'm going to go home and clean up this VCR, DVD VCR combo, and clean those up, photograph them, and try to list them tonight. I just got an offer on a big item that I may or may not take, so we'll see. Y'all have a great weekend. I hope happy selling. I hope this week is very profitable for you. All right, so this is Resell Junky. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you learned something from it. Leave something in the comments for me. Tell me how bad this is, or tell me how much you enjoyed it, or tell me if it helped you at all, if you got any information from it. I'm serious. I want to know. I need to know the criticism. I'm starting out, and I need some help from everybody out there in YouTube land. And so give me some likes or subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.